Hello everyone and welcome to the weird, scary and horrible parts of humanity. Firstly, apologies for the croakiness in my voice, as I've had the flu over the last few days. The temperature's gone up about 15 degrees centigrade over the last week, which has been unprecedented here and made it impossible for your body to adapt. Today we are moving on to the 9/11 hijackers of United Airlines Flight 175 and looking at Marwan Al-Shehhi, aged 23 and one of only two Emirati hijackers to participate in 9/11. If you were aged approximately 6 or over at the time of 9/11, the crashing of United Airlines Flight 175 into the South Tower of the World Trade Center in New York will be indelibly implanted on your brain, with the world's media and countless individuals at the time focused on the World Trade Center following the crash of American Airlines Flight 11 into the North Tower. Departing from Boston Logan International Airport on the 11th of September 2001 at 8:14 AM and heading for Los Angeles International Airport in California, the Boeing 767-200 had a combined 65 occupants, with 5 hijackers and 9 crew members. Marwan Yusuf Mohammed Rashid Lekrab Al-Shehhi was born on the 9th of May 1978 in Ras al-Khaimh in the United Arab Emirates. His father was an Emirati Muslim cleric who passed away in 1997, with his mother of Egyptian descent who had a serious eye disease which was not identified. His family was described as not being very wealthy. He was described as a quiet and devout Muslim. However, Al-Shehhi's early life in Ras al-Khaimh is a bit of an anomaly and is a bit of an unknown. The New York Times interviewed residents of Ras al-Khaimh after the 9/11 attacks in October 2001 and noted that if residents of Mr. Shehhi's hometown had heard of him before now, they were certainly not telling strangers. 4 hours spent in the community yielded no address, and no one, policemen, firemen, pedestrians or local officials, who did anything more than shrug at the mention of his name. At the age of 17, Al-Shehhi graduated from high school. Al-Shehhi then enlisted in the Emirati military, where he served for 6 months despite the United Arab Emirates at the time requiring men aged between 17 and 30 to enlist into the military for 9 months, and if this is not completed without a valid reason, they will face a jail sentence of between 1 month and a year and a fine ranging from 10,000 to 50,000 Emirati dirham, or between $2,700 and $13,600 US. In July 2018, the length of conscription was increased to 16 months. Al-Shehhi was then enlisted into a military scholarship program, allowing him to continue his education in Germany. He arrived in Germany, settling in Bonn in April 1996, sharing an apartment with 3 other scholarship students for 2 months before moving in with a local German family. Before moving into his own apartment, he studied at the Goethe Language Institute from April to June 1996 to learn the German language, paying 3,000 German marks for the intensive course. He was described as an average student, and it was only when he realised that without passing the German language course that he could no longer study in Germany that he actually put some effort in. While very religious, he was seen as a friendly, quiet individual who spoke little of his friends or family back home, thought that he was more mature than others, wore Western clothing, and, having never travelled to Europe before, would rent cars for YOLO weekends to Berlin, France and the Netherlands. Der Spiegel interviewed his teacher at Goethe Institute, Gabriele Bock, who noted that Al-Shehhi had no clear ideas of what he wanted to do in his life, but when she read in the newspaper on the 13th of September 2001 that he had participated in the 9/11 terrorist attacks, she noted that she couldn't believe it and was in shock and had to ask her husband to console her. Then Al-Shehhi enrolled in the University of Bonn, a public research university in Bonn, Germany, one of the most prestigious universities in Germany, and ranked equal 89th by the Times Higher Education World Rankings in 2023. In June 1997, he wanted to go back home to attend to unspecified problems, which were unnamed. However, it could be speculated that this was the illness or death of his father. However, he was a terrible student, and in early 1998 he transferred to the Technical University of Hamburg. This was a significant downfall for Al-Shehhi, as the Hamburg University of Technology is ranked between 601 and 800 by the Times Higher Education World University Rankings 2023. Al-Shehhi became part of a Hamburg Cell along with American Airlines Flight 11 hijacker Mohammed Atta, pictured to the left, as well as Razmi bin Al-Shehhi, pictured to the right. Al-Shibh is a Yemeni who is accused of being a key facilitator for the 9/11 attacks and was reported to be a speculated 20th hijacker as one of the pilots of the 9/11 terrorist attacks, but was unable to enter the United States of America. He is currently held in Guantanamo Bay. They all met between 3 and 4 times a week to discuss anti-American feelings and plot possible terrorist attacks, moving in together in April 1998 at 54 Meisenstraße, an apartment owned by Said Bajir, who provided money and material support of the 9/11 hijackers. People noted that he and Atta never smiled, and when asked why, according to the 9/11 Commission report, he noted, "How could you laugh when people are dying in Palestine?" However, he continued to struggle academically, and in August 1998, in order not to lose his scholarship, he was told that he would need to repeat a semester. He did not enroll back into university until January 1999, skipping a semester, but continued to struggle academically, and in July 1999 a deflated al-Shehhi returned to Hamburg to study shipbuilding at the same university. In the same year he married a woman named Fawazia, with the marriage orchestrated by his half-brother. The belated wedding ceremony was not held until January 2000 in the United Arab Emirates. However, there is no indication, according to the Washington Post, that his wife ever travelled to the United States of America, nor knew of the 9/11 terrorist attacks. On the 9th of October 1999, al-Shehhi, far right in this picture, was filmed at Said Bajir's wedding in Germany, with other 9/11 hijackers attending, including Zayed Jarrah, who was a United 93 hijacker. In late 1999, al-Shehhi, Atta, Jarrah, Bakai and al-Shibh decided to travel to Chechnya to fight against Mother Russia during the Second Chechen War. The Second Chechen War took place between the 7th of August 1999 and the 30th of April 2000, with the insurgency phase lasting between the 1st of May 2000 and the 16th of April 2009, resulting in Russian victory and between 50 and 80,000 people killed. However, Khalid al-Masri, pictured to the left, who acted as a key contact between the Hamburg Cell and al-Qaeda, as well as Mohammed Atta, pictured to the right, a Mauritanian citizen who was part of al-Qaeda and lived in Germany, convinced them all to travel to Afghanistan to meet Osama bin Laden and train for the terrorist attacks. They all reported their passports stolen, however this was most likely to erase their travel to Afghanistan. After the training, al-Shehhi shaved his beard and seemed to be less religious with friends during his wedding ceremony, noting that he seemed to be back to his usual self. However, this was little more than a facade. In March 2000, he returned to Germany and began to learn how to fly planes, with al-Baluchi purchasing a Boeing 747 flight simulator program, utilising al-Shehhi's credit card. However, their plans to learn how to fly in Germany were quickly abandoned, with them all heading to the United States of America. In August 2002, the New York Times reported that al-Shehhi boasted of a planned attack on the United States of America between April and May 2000, noting to a librarian, "There will be thousands of dead. You will think of me. You will see. In America, something is going to happen. There will be many people killed." On the 28th of May 2000, al-Shehhi became the first of the Hamburg Cell to head for the United States of America, arriving on the 29th of May 2000 into Newark, New Jersey, with Atta and Jarrah joining him in June 2000. The three took flying lessons in Venice, Florida, with flying lessons paid for by Ali Abdul Aziz Ali, pictured, a Pakistani citizen who acted as a courier for Osama bin Laden and facilitated the 9/11 terrorist attacks. There, al-Shehhi and Jarrah posed as bodyguards for Atta, who they claimed was a Saudi Arabian royal family member, with the trio logging hundreds of hours on a Boeing 727 simulator. In December 2000, they received their pilot's licenses from the FAA. On either the 26th or 27th of December 2000, they abandoned a Piper Cherokee which stalled on the runway of Miami International Airport in Florida. They then went to Opa-Locka Airport in Florida, where they practiced on a Boeing 727 simulator. During the festive period, the trio went on holiday, with al-Shehhi flying to Casablanca, Morocco in January 2000. Exactly what he did there and why he chose Morocco with no family or friends there is unknown. By this stage, his family was becoming increasingly concerned and reporting him missing to the government of his native United Arab Emirates. The embassy of the United Arab Emirates in Berlin, Germany, with his family believing that he was still in Germany, contacted the Hamburg police, with a representative of the embassy of the United Arab Emirates looking for al-Shehhi, visiting mosques as well as his last known address in Hamburg. On the 19th of January, al-Shehhi returned to the United States of America, arriving into Miami, Florida. Realising that his family was worried about him, on the 20th of January 2000, he telephoned his family and lied to them, stating that he was living and studying in Hamburg, Germany. This led the government of the United Arab Emirates to call the Hamburg police and call off the search. Both Atta and al-Shehhi visited Necros and Decatur in Georgia, renting a single-engine plane to fly with an instructor in Lawrenceville, Georgia, before going to live in Virginia. By February 2001, they rented a mailbox in Virginia Beach, Virginia, cashed a check, and then returned to Georgia, staying in Stone Mountain. In mid-March 2001, Jagar moved to Decatur, Georgia. At the end of March 2001, getting his frequent flyer miles up, al-Shehhi flew to Germany for 2 weeks, where he visited the girlfriend of Jagar, Aysel Sengun. He did not visit Jagar, who was in Florida at the time undertaking flying lessons. Returning to the United States of America in early April, he and Atta returned to Virginia Beach, Virginia, and closed the mailbox that they had opened. They also travelled to Seven Corners in Fairfax County, Virginia, visiting the Dar al-Hijra Islamic Center, which was overseen by Anwar al-Awlaki, an American imam who is suspected of having known about the 9/11 terrorist attacks. Having had closed-door meetings with 9/11 hijackers, he was killed in a drone strike orchestrated by the United States government in Al-Jawaf Governance in Yemen on the 30th of September 2011. There, the duo were joined by American Airlines Flight 77 hijackers Nawaf al-Hazmi and Hani Hanjour. Living together with Atta, al-Shehhi moved into an apartment in Coral Springs. On the 18th of April 2001, al-Shehhi flew to Cairo, Egypt, meeting with Atta's father, Mohammed Al-Amir Awed El-Sayed Atta, requesting for Atta's international driver's license as well as some money, which Atta gave to him. On the 2nd of May 2001, al-Shehhi flew into Miami, Florida and met with Atta. Fuck, those two spent so much time together, they should have just come out. They then drove to Lauderdale Lakes, Florida, and visited the Department of Motor Vehicles to get Floridian driver's licenses. Throughout the summer of 2001, al-Shehhi took numerous surveillance flights, observing the actions of pilots and cabin crew. However, according to FBI Director Robert S. Mueller III, during the Joint Intelligence Committee inquiry, nothing illegal was detected during these surveillance flights. It is believed that due to a lack of hotel records, that al-Shehhi and Atta flew to Spain and lived in a safe house of Al-Qaeda's Spanish leader Imad Eddin Barakat Yakas, pictured, who went under the alias Abu Dadar, a Syrian-born Spanish citizen. Yakas was sentenced to 27 years in prison for his part in 9/11 and being a member of Al-Qaeda in November 2001. However, the Spanish Supreme Court ruled that the conspiracy to commit terrorist murders, which equated to 15 years of his sentence, was unproven. Thereby, he only served 12 years in prison for leading a terrorist organisation and was released in May 2013. Additionally, witnesses told Spanish investigators that they saw a man who resembled al-Shehhi on the 17th of July 2001 at the Universal Studios Port Aventura theme park, a theme park located in Port Aventura World Resort in the municipalities of Salao and Vila Seca on the Costa d'Aguadaya, 85 kilometers southwest of Barcelona. He was accompanied by two men who resembled Jagar, as well as a 26-year-old German-Moroccan, Said Bayaji, pictured, who was a member of the Hamburg Cell. On the 23rd of August 2001, Israeli intelligence agency Mossad gave the names of 19 individuals to the CIA. Only 4 of these names are currently known to the public. These 4 names are American Airlines Flight 77 hijacker Khalid al-Midar, pictured to the left, Nawaf al-Hazmi, pictured to the right, Atta and al-Shehhi. However, the CIA did nothing about this information from Mossad. Returning to Miami, Florida, despite the report from Mossad, al-Shehhi was met by Atta and drove a blue Chevrolet rented 2 weeks before by Atta and signed into the Panther Motel in Deerfield Beach, Broward County, Florida, where he paid $500 for a room for 1 week, listing a mailbox as his home address. The hotel's manager, Richard Summer, allowed for al-Shehhi to have another man as an overnight guest, despite hotel regulations strictly prohibiting other people from staying overnight. It is believed that this male guest was Atta. On the 28th of August 2001, al-Shehhi drove to Miami Airport with an unknown man, once again believed to have been Atta, to purchase tickets for Flight 175 from United Airlines. To this day, United have limited operations from Miami, with their destinations being limited to their bases at Chicago O'Hare, Denver, Houston, Newark, San Francisco, and Washington, Dallas. In late August 2001, al-Shehhi is believed to have visited Delray Beach Public Library, along with American Airlines Flight 11 hijacker Wael al-Shehhi, pictured to the left, and his brother Walid al-Shehhi, pictured to the right, who was also an American Airlines Flight 11 hijacker, where they used the internet to look up information on crop dusting. Librarian Kathleen Hensman alleged that al-Shehhi asked her for information on a local restaurant. Extending his stay at the Panther Motel for another week, al-Shehhi went with Atta to the Shuckham's Oyster Bar in Hollywood, Florida on the 8th of September 2001. Shuckham's Oyster Bar has since closed. There, Atta had 5 Stolichnaya vodkas with orange juice, while al-Shehhi drank rum and coke. Ironic given that the teachings of Islam and al-Qaeda banned the drinking of alcohol, with Atta paying the bill totaling $48 and leaving a tip of approximately $2 to $3. Atta told the night manager Tony Amos that he could pay the bill as he was an airline pilot. Checking out of the Panther Motel on the 9th of September 2001 while cleaning the room, Summer found a bag containing a German to English language dictionary, a protractor, flight manuals, and local airport listings. Another employee of the hotel reported finding an abandoned box cutter. On the 9th of September 2001, al-Shehhi flew to Boston, Massachusetts, along with Atta. On the 10th of September 2001, al-Shehhi and the other United Airlines Flight 175 hijackers, Fayez Barimad and Mohad al-Shehhi, as well as American Airlines Flight 11 hijacker Stam al-Sukami, shared a room at the Milner Hotel in Boston, pictured. The 2-star hotel is now named the Found Hotel Boston Common and remains open. At 5:01 AM on the 11th of September, al-Shehhi got a call from Jagger, pictured to the left, who at the time was in Newark, New Jersey. The call would last 5 minutes until 5:06 AM, and it is believed that this call was to confirm that the hijackings were ready to go. Arriving at Logan International Airport at 6:52 AM, al-Shehhi made a call to Atta, which lasted 3 minutes. Both American Airlines Flight 11, which Atta would be the principal hijacker of, as well as United Airlines Flight 175 were leaving from Boston Logan International Airport for Los Angeles International Airport, California, with American Airlines Flight 11 scheduled to depart earlier at 7:45 AM and instead pushing back at 7:46 AM, taking off at 7:59 AM, while United Airlines Flight 175 was scheduled to depart at 8 AM. Al-Shehhi boarded the Boeing 767 at 7:27 AM and was seated in business class in seat 6C. The Boeing 767-200 pushed back at 7:58 AM, taking off from runway 9 at 8:14 AM. At 8:28 AM, the hijackers gained access to the cockpit, murdering 51-year-old Captain Victor Sagaccini and First Officer Michael Horrocks, aged 38. Al-Shehhi gained control of the Boeing 767 and actually turned out to be a pretty crappy pilot, nearly crashing his plane twice. The plane nearly collided with Delta Airlines Flight 2315, missing it by just 300 feet. Delta Airlines Flight 2315 was on her way from Bradley International Airport in Windsor Locks, Connecticut, en route to Tampa, Florida, with al-Shehhi heading back towards New York. Ironically, Delta still used this flight number, but it serves their Atlanta, Georgia to Newark, New Jersey flight. He then nearly crashed into Midwest Express Flight 7 over the Hudson River, heading towards the World Trade Center South Tower. If you haven't heard of Midwest Express, they were an American-based carrier operating from 1983 and renamed Midwest Airlines in 2002. They were based out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, with focus cities in Kansas City, Missouri and Omaha, Nebraska, before merging with Frontier in November 2010. Flying at over 500 miles per hour, al-Shehhi crashed the Boeing 767-200 into the eastern half of the South Tower of the World Trade Center's southern facade, close to the southeast corner at 9:03 AM on the 11th of September, causing the tower's structural integrity to be compromised more severely than the North Tower, leading to the South Tower becoming the first tower to collapse at 9:59 AM. Thank you for watching. Please do yourself a favour and hit that subscribe button and the bell icon to inform yourself when new videos come out. Also, why not hit that like button and leave a nice comment? It helps more than you know and your support is truly appreciated. Until next time, stay awesome, stay classy, be kind to everyone you meet, have an amazing day, and remember the truth is always more interesting than fiction.